Resident Evil, a franchise full of bioweapons, zombies, and women that could destroy your life in under 10 seconds. Today, we take a deep dive into the top 10 female monsters of Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
In a franchise that has spanned 30 years, they've definitely had their fair share of monstrous females. Today's list will be ranked on a lot of contributing factors. That isn't about just who could be the most evil, because let's be real, morality left the chat about 6 outbreaks ago. Resident Evil has a weird habit of giving us villains who will either end you, step on you, or have you hear me out. So if a character left you scared, impressed, or questioning yourself at 2 a.m., yeah, they're probably on the list. And if your favorite didn't make it, that's fine. You can be wrong. It builds character. And with that being said, here are the top 10 female monsters of Resident Evil.
Number 10, Marguerite Baker, Resident Evil 7. Yeah, this first lady on our list is where Resident Evil stops being scary and starts being deeply uncomfortable. And the worst part, you don't just deal with her once. She keeps showing up throughout the game like a nightmare that refuses to log off. One minute, she's serving up the most disgusting biohazard level cooking you've ever seen, and the next, she's evolving into something way, way worse, with each encounter somehow more unhinged than the last. Each phase of Marguerite brings bugs, fluids, and things that come out of places they absolutely shouldn't be. And somehow, out of all of that horror, you're still just standing there like, nah, I'm good. She can keep the house. Number 9, Carla Radames, Resident Evil 6. Good old Carla, or should I say fake it along with a god complex. This is what happens when obsession goes way too far. I'm gonna clone myself into someone else and then try to rewrite reality. She's smart, manipulative, running global outbreaks like it's just another see you next Tuesday. Then, when her final boss phase hits, it's like the game just says, yeah, we're done pretending she's human. In her final form, she becomes a giant, mutated white goo monster that's trying to eat you whole like you're what's on the menu at the Golden Corral. Number 8, Alex Wesker, Resident Evil Revelations 2. What happens when you mix a superiority complex with a beautiful woman in a lab coat? You get the manipulative, quote-unquote sister of the franchise big bad, Albert Wesker. She's out here running fear experiments like she's writing some twisted self-help book. Yeah, real inspirational stuff. She's cold, calculated, and fully convinced that she's the smartest person in every room. Which, to be fair, she kind of is. But then that final transformation hits and suddenly all that evolved intellect turns into pure nightmare fuel. And it's like, wow. All that big brain talk just to end up looking like one of those TikTokers before they put on their teeth and makeup.
Next up on the list, we're going from hot to not with Alex Wesker, to what some may say is a controversial choice.
Number 7, Jill Valentine, Resident Evil 5. Yeah, this one feels personal, because this isn't just some random villain. This is Jill, our Jill, beret-wearing adorable badass Jill. And Resident Evil really said, what if we took a fan favorite and had her beat your ass in slow motion? After being kidnapped by Albert Wesker, Jilly becomes mind-controlled, superhuman, flipping around like she's in a boss fight and a fashion show at the same time. It's honestly disrespectful. You're not even trying to fight her at first. You're just standing there like, Jill, please stop doing backflips and stop trying to end me. But nope, she's locked in, and now you gotta figure out how to steal her heart in more ways than one. Number 6, The Girl, Resident Evil Requiem. The girl, Marie, I don't care what we call her. This is one of those, why is a child the scariest thing in the game situations? Because she's not just creepy, she's a full-on snaggletooth monster lurking in the dark, biting people's heads clean off and forcing you into this constant fight just to keep her away from the light. And it's not even a normal fight. It's that slow, stressful, don't let her get too close kind of panic, where she just keeps coming no matter what you do. In the end, you finally open that sunlight hatch and watch her just melt away? Yeah, that's not satisfying. It's just disturbing in a whole different way, especially when you remember she was just a child. Number 5, Excella Gionee, Resident Evil 5. For real, Resident Evil really said, let's make an evil CEO, but also a baddie. She's rich, confident, running a whole pharmaceutical empire, and acting like global bioterrorism is just part of her morning routine. The attitude, crazy. She knows she's that girl. Right up until Albert Wesker straight up turns on her, injects her with the Ouroboros virus, and just like that, the baddie era is over. Because she doesn't just mutate, she turns into one of the biggest, most insane monsters in the entire franchise. It's like, wow, all that confidence just to get betrayed and become a boss fight the size of a building. Number 4, Eveline, Resident Evil 7. What's with Resident Evil and terrifying children? Because on paper, Eveline is just this little girl, but in reality, she's running the entire Baker family like a twisted puppet master. She doesn't even chase you. She doesn't need to. She just sits there, whispering like the mean girl in school and manipulating everyone around her into monsters while acting like she just wants a family. When her final form hits, it's like the game just rips the mask off completely. Suddenly, she's not just a small, harmless child anymore. She's just this massive, overwhelming presence that takes over everything. By the time you realize what she really is, it's already too late. You've been playing her game the entire time. Number 3, Lady Dimitrescu, Resident Evil 8. If you like them thick girls, Resident Evil said, hold my beer. Let's make a 9-foot-tall vampire lady who will absolutely cut your hand off, but also have you saying thank you afterwards. She walks into every scene like she owns the place, which she does. And between her and her daughters flying around like 3 chaotic, bloodthirsty gremlins, you're never safe in Castle Dimitrescu. And let's be real, the whole time you're running from her, there's a small part of your brain going, this is terrifying, but also, why is she judging me like that? In the end, all that elegant baddie energy just turns into full-on nightmare dragon mode. And suddenly, nobody is saying, step on me anymore. Number 2, Mother Miranda, Resident Evil 8. Calm, collected, just walking around like some kind of dark mother figure while secretly running experiments on the entire village. Oh, and let's not forget, she literally kidnaps your wife, cosplays as her, then tries to use your child for some sort of twisted ritual. Like that's not just part of the plan. When you finally think you have her figured out, nope. Shape-shifting, God complex mode fully unlocked. She becomes a chaotic, winged nightmare, all while crying like she's trying to become the final form of grief itself. At that point, it's not even a fight. It's you realizing she was never just the mother. She was the whole problem from the start.
And now that we've gotten the 2 mommies out of the way, we have made it to the last entry on our list. This spot had to go to someone who is equal parts tragic, terrifying, and unhinged in the most iconic way.
Number 1, Alexia Ashford, Resident Evil Code Veronica. This one is peak royalty complex meets absolute insanity. She's not just evil, she knows she's superior. Walking around like the world is beneath her while literally turning herself into a living experiment. You tend to think she's detached until you realize her whole worldview is tied up in that very weird, way too close relationship with her brother. Like Resident Evil didn't even try to make that normal. They leaned all the way into it, Game of Thrones style. Then she wakes up and fully ascends into this fire-controlling, god-tier nightmare, acting like she's evolved past humanity entirely. At that point, it's not even arrogance anymore, it's delusion with superpowers. And you're just standing there like, yeah, this family needs therapy, not a virus.
We just went from sexy masterminds to walking red flags with boss music. These characters didn't just show up, they made you remember them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help push me in the algorithm. I will be coming at you in the future with more content. I have been your host with the most, JesSICKa Havok, and until next time, if I find out that Leon Kennedy isn't married to Ada Wong, I am gonna call bull